Budgie Smugglers, we're back.
We are back, baby.
I'm comedian Jeremy Dooley, joined as always by fellow comedian Stevie B, Stephen Bradshaw.
What's going on, smugglers? We've had another big week.
We had a huge January.
We've had a monster January. We've had the attack by the Olympic swimming team. This week, we've had to retract parts of an episode due to legal concerns, which we can't go too much into, but we'll definitely chat a little bit about. We've got a ton of stuff. Obviously, the Aussie Open's done, a huge UFC 325, and then all the regular segments. We've got Get Around Us. We've got the top 5 power rankings, off-field antics, the whole schmozzum. A ton of sport, a ton of you set the internet alight with some with your last week's top 5. We'll get into that as well. Really struck a chord. But outside of sport, how you doing, Jules? How's your week been?
Good. It's been a good week. I'm exhausted, and it's
very early in the morning, smugglers. Way too early. 7:30 on a Monday morning. I know at least 50% of the Budgie Smugglers today are a little bit hungover for this early in the day.
Absolutely. It was huge day yesterday in particular. It was UFC was on. I ended up getting free tickets to see Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, which was phenomenal. I'm just so tired today. It's been a good week though. I was in Albury for the weekend. Albury and Wodonga.
You went to both?
Yep. Went to both, country and western, and how good's leaving Albury and Wodonga? I tell you. So,
what do you prefer before we get into it? Are you an Albury man or a Wodonga man?
I think Wodonga.
Really?
I think Wodonga. Because it's got dong in the name.
Like,
that's probably the only.
Really? A bit more going on the Albury side, though, really, the Victorian side.
There's stuff. Wait, isn't Albury the New South Wales side?
Fuck, I'm thinking of a Chuka Moama.
Yeah,
Sorry, you might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right.
If it's between those two, I prefer a Chuka.
Yeah, I was thinking a Chuka.
Yeah, Moama, there's not much happening there.
Nothing happening.
You go to the Yank on a Saturday night.
Sorry?
A Chuka.
Yes. I see what
the American hotel.
Yep.
We were in Albury, and the walk to the cafe in the morning, which was probably 200 meters.
Yep.
7 shopping trolleys in that too. Just like, and that's how you know an area is good.
Yeah.
How many shopping trolleys are there a huge distance away from a supermarket? 7.
Outside of like early 2000s with the Jackass shopping trolley, then they were everywhere then. But nowadays, I think you're right. They should be pretty close to the shopping centre, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about an area, about how good that area is.
Yeah.
How many shopping trolleys there are just in the wild.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of them in the wild. So
what took you to the Dong?
My partner was working up there, and because of the bub, if she has to go, we all have to go.
Love that.
So that was fine. I was in Geelong.
Yes.
Which is always fun. Did a show there. The new monthly last Thursday of the month show at the National Hotel, the Nash.
I'm on the next one. So the last Thursday, I can't remember who's headlining. Maybe it'll be me. Who knows? But that is if the promoter still books me after my performance yesterday. So we'll see what happens there.
It was a good show. It was good. It was myself, hosted by Blaze White, myself, Nikki Barry, Tyson Popplestone managed to crowbar his way into the show and ended on a beautiful bit. And Dave O'Neill. So it was a pretty strong lineup. It was a great audience. Very mature audience, age-wise. Very aged like a mature cheese.
I think it was the right lineup for that type of audience as well.
Yeah.
You like an older audience. Nikki Barry destroys older audiences. And I heard she did great.
She did great.
As always. And Dave O'Neill, of course. It's a Dave O'Neill audience. They love him.
I
rightfully so.
Genuinely think that Blaze and myself were the youngest people in the room by a significant margin. Like we asked someone asked the audience. I think it was Dave asked the audience on stage, like, is there anyone under the age of 40 in the room? There was not. No. So that was fun, and otherwise it was a pretty pretty chill week.
Pretty chill week.
Yeah.
Love that.
How about you? How's your week?
Also pretty chill. I also went to Geelong for a show. I got there a day early so we could have a round of golf.
That's professional.
Very professional.
You are professional. You've learnt.
I get to every gig 24 hours in advance. Everybody, I'll let you know that. But went to play some golf with the aforementioned Blaze White.
Because you're handicapped.
Got that. Speaking of handicaps, isn't that the end of Tyson Popplestone's new bit?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
He used a different word. We weren't playing for handicaps. We were playing for fun. And I guess a bit of life news and a bit of update for the Budgie Smugglers. Old Stevie B scored himself an eagle. Steph Kiriakou style.
Wow.
Just a bang, 450-metre par 5. Just punished the driver off the tee. A hybrid about, 15 yards from the hole and just drained this beautiful putt for play of the day, I think.
Wow.
Maybe the greatest sporting achievement ever if it was not caught on camera.
Yeah.
So I was very happy with that.
Yeah.
Is there any sporting, maybe it was a basketball shot, maybe it was a jiu-jitsu move, something that you've done that maybe only one person was there to witness, or very few people were there to witness? Could be back to your school days, could have happened last week, that you're extremely proud of, but just wish more people were there to witness?
I was playing basketball on a public, just like an open court with some friends, and you kind of, one of them was horsing around a little bit, and so when the ball came near me, I just punted it, went in the ring down the other end of the court.
Reminds me, that is great. We used to play a game at recess in high school, so that little 15-minute, 30-minute break. Play lunch.
Little lunch.
And basically we'd play footy every lunchtime, like a proper game, and then at recess we'd go to the basketball courts and we'd kick length of the court, trying to get it into the ring. And I think me and another fella had the record for the year. It was like 18 each, which is pretty good. To kick a footy into a ring 18 times in a year is fantastic. And then I remember I got into an argument with a guy, and he said, you can't do it. And everyone was watching, and I just said, fuck you, turned around and snapped it from Thinger, and then the place. It was one of those schoolyard things that live in legend. Just a fight was about to break out, and I kicked one straight through the rim after getting into an argument with him.
It is good when you become the hero of the schoolyard.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in grade 3, we were playing cricket. It was the grade 3 and 4s versus the grade 5, 6s, and they were belting us. Like, we just couldn't get anyone out. And being a grade 3, bottom of the totem pole, and they're like, all right, you can bowl the next over. First ball, bowled out a grade 6er, hit the top of middle stump, and I became a superhero for the next week. It was the best. Sam Charest I bowled out. I remember it vividly.
Where are you now, Sam Charest? You probably don't even have a podcast.
No.
Is Brody, is he dead or in jail?
Who knows? But my primary school famously no grass as well. So there wasn't a lot of, turning on the pitch or anything like that. Everyone was basically just bowling fast.
Yeah, got you. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the pod, but I actually have the Melton Primary School record for most runs in an overdose.
Oh, you've never mentioned that this week on the pod.
So speaking of the school, I know what it feels like to be the hero. There's not much of a better feeling. You don't get the same in adulthood. I guess we kind of do if we like murder on stage. I guess that's probably similar, but doesn't live on in infamy much like your bowling out a 6th. I'm sure he's probably sitting at home somewhere going, that ruined my life. That was the turning
back
point.
And forth.
He was the big schoolyard bully and he got bowled out by, he's still hearing about it now. Mum disowned him.
1993, that was.
1993, jeez. What a memory. I guess we should touch on this just quickly as much as we can. So, allegedly.
Do you want me to set this up and then I'll throw it to you? So, a lot of alleged things happened last week. I think
I'd like
last
to say
week's
all alleged, by the way.
last week we broke the internet a little bit just by saying the word allegedly an obscene amount of times in our episode.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of stuff happening in the AFL world off field, the whole Lachie Neale saga. It's a sordid tale as old as time.
Oh, it is. It's biblical.
And we posted something a couple of weeks ago. It was a pretty nothing post.
Innocuous.
It was a very innocuous, I was going to say injury, very innocuous post, and our DMs blew up from that post with people being like, hey, here's some other stuff you should consider, allegedly. And so, you know, that ended up making it to the pod, and then all hell broke loose again.
I know.
For us. Stevie B, what happened? What allegedly happened after
There's
last
not
week?
a lot I can say based on legal grounds. We got ourselves in a bit of some tepid water.
It was tepid.
But you are right. We posted some information. We were given some alleged information.
Alleged.
That episode was up for less than 24 hours, probably 12 hours. It was put up late on last Monday.
It was going bonkers.
And it was going bonkers. It was by far our most downloaded and watched full episode. And very quickly, again, our DMs blew up, and we were very respectfully and politely asked to take it down based on some legal grounds. Apparently, just saying allegedly 46 times in 5 minutes doesn't absolve you of any legal thing. So,
allegedly. You know, allegedly
so,
doesn't.
I'm not going to say on what or who or anything, but apologies for those people that tuned in and it was just gone. It just disappeared like that, half of the episode. We had to cut out about 25%, rightfully so. Allegedly. So that might be the first and last time the Budgie Smugglers ever get into journalism. So probably not. But
no. If you've got other insider information that is alleged, just let us know. We'll chat about it.
We'll chat about it. We'll just be a bit more careful with using names and alleged information and saying...
Did we use names? I can't remember. I just know that I said allegedly a hell of a lot.
We named first and last names and very, very, very... sort of in graphic detail. So... and we don't know what we're doing. Now, if anyone did hear that, firstly, just cut it from your minds. Forget that ever happened. But please let us know if you're one of the people that jumped on board and got a chance to listen to it before it was deleted forever.
If anyone listened to it before we sort of took that bit off... and is a legal expert, let us know. How bad was it?
It was pretty bad.
Or not bad, allegedly.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Didn't happen. As far as the internet goes, it did not happen.
It's
been fun. But yeah, you're right. It's been a big... If January is anything to go by, it's going to be a bloody crazy year for the Budgie Smugglers, because it's been an epic start to the year. Thank you for all our new followers and listeners as well. It's great to have some new smugglers on board, and stick around, because who knows what kind of trouble I'm going to get us into next.
One of the things that has popped up, because in the last couple of weeks in particular, I'm getting a lot of DMs from people as well. And most comments, every now and then you get the odd thing that comes to us directly. So for those who are the uninitiated, we are two comedians. And we talk about sport, we very allegedly talk about sport on this podcast. We don't do any research.
Zero.
None. And people get outraged by that every single week. What are you got this wrong?
Oh, boy, do they take it seriously. We'll go through. It's time for the comment section. Let's call out a few people. You want to start with this one? We'll start with this one.
I also looking at where people have listened to our episodes, the last 5 episodes only, looking at the stats here. There are places, it's like people are listening to us on platforms that I didn't know existed. So that's interesting. Like Overcast, Podbean. Someone's just listening to us via Chromecast.
Yeah, okay.
How are they doing
Interesting.
that?
I did update some of our back-end stuff to get us on a few more directories, so that's
Okay.
good. So
That's-
good on you. If you're the person listening to us on Beancast, was it?
Yeah, that's in there. What's Beancast?
Send us a message. We'll give you a personal shout-out. If you could, maybe it's the owner of Beancast, because I don't know anyone that's using it. But thank you for having us, and thanks for listening.
And thank you. I'm looking at locations.
Yeah. All over the world. I tell you what.
Myanmar.
We have
With 3 downloads in Myanmar. That's 3
you're
more
the
than I was
Myanmar-
If you're the 3 people there, or maybe it's 1 person 3 times.
Yeah, there might be one person. If you're listening to us from Myanmar, shoot us a DM with your address. We'll pay for postage and we'll send you a couple of our stubby holders.
Yeah.
Because that's awesome.
The
If we've got
vast
a loyal
majority
smuggler in Myanmar.
are in Australia.
If you could DM us and just let us know where the fuck Myanmar is, that'd be good as well. Also, I don't know if you looked at the stats. Had a lot of people tuning in from Brisbane last week, which is not a stronghold of ours. We definitely a majority Melbourne, Sydney, New Zealand, Auckland, Perth. We get a lot from, but went a bit bonkers in Brisbane for downloads. So thank you to the new listeners up north.
It's almost like it's part of a certain community of people who have vested interest. Anyway,
Interesting.
hello. Alleged.
That's
all
all
right.
we can say about the. Oh no, I've actually put more stuff in there about that, but we'll allegedly be talking about. But yes, the comment section went bonkers again last week. Jules, what were some of your favourites?
I tell you what, there was a lot of stuff here. All right, if I get on to, sort of lost the thing. Here we go. Top 3 Socceroos with long hair.
Yes.
There's some interesting. It was an interesting comment there from comedian Zach Riley, and he wrote, "Getting harder to tell you two apart."
Is that why you've grown the hair out and gone emo?
I know. I look like
Emo
Diego
Dooley?
Lopez with a mustache. I probably would have done a better performance on the weekend, personally.
Whoa!
No, he's good.
Love that.
We love him.
Then, of course, we asked the internet who your sporting crush was. Ours was Anna Kournikova. We had some Pa Tapatau said, "I see you, Anna Kournikova, and I raise you, Maria Sharapova."
Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah. And Julian Pollard, 730. Or maybe he's Julian Pollard number 7, but he's aged 30 when he comments a lot on my stuff. We love you, Julian Pollard.
Thank you, Jules.
He wrote Martina. I think he meant to say Martina Hingis, but he wrote Martina Hinges.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a good deadlift.
Yes,
apparently.
a few people shouted out Martina Hinges.
Yep.
Charlie over on TikTok said Alexa Bliss.
Oh, yeah, that's solid.
Great call.
Yep.
Great call.
Who would be on your Mount Rushmore
God.
of female wrestlers?
Mount Rush for wrestling talent.
No?
Okay. Right. This is going to be in trouble. Early days, it was Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Not current, Sonny?
Not current.
Okay.
Not current Sunny. Although, if you
Fair
do
weather.
need a pen pal in whatever correctional facility you're in, I will happily hope you're listening over there, Tammy Sitch, or whatever your name is. I tell you what, I had a couple of posters of Stacey Keebler on the wall growing up.
Miss Stacey.
She's got legs. She knows how to use them. I was a big at the same time because this is all when I was like in the range of 13 to sort of 16.
You were going through some things in your body.
I was a growing boy in more ways than one. Tori Wilson
Okay, yep.
was another big one of that time.
Tori Wilson always reminded me of, what's the actress from American Pie, the blonde one? I'll look up.
Okay. And then probably maybe a current day
Tara Reid is who she reminded me of.
Tara Reid, there you go. And current day, maybe I'll give Alexa Bliss a shout out. But
Cool.
I would need more time, a lot more time to consider that. Do you have a Mount Rushmore? By a lot, I mean like 3 minutes.
Okay, let me. Who did you say again? Miss Stacey. She should be in there. Stacey Keebler.
Sunny, Tori Wilson, and Alexa Bliss.
Leader.
Oh, how did I not have Leader? Yep.
And Major Guns.
Oh, I loved Major Guns.
No, Deborah McMichael. She was good.
Oh, yep. There you go. Stone Cold's wife.
Yeah.
So that was that one. Just a couple of lads talking about the ladies. You set the you struck a chord with the internet with your top 5 last week, Dul. So this went. It's still going. It's been going. My phone's been lighting up all morning with more and more comments about your top 5 most annoying things about the Australian Open. 80% had your back. 20%. Go stuff yourselves, but it was pretty funny. But what were some of your favourite comments?
Clay J. Posh. The influencers make me sick.
Yeah.
Wasting good seats and they don't know a thing about tennis. What are they influencing exactly?
And I think which we replied, yeah, influencers suck. We'd really appreciate your follow. That goes for all of you new listeners. Follow the Budgie Smugglers over on the gram.
CX show. I don't know how to pronounce this handle. Sorry, mate. Terrible list. Number 5. Why do you want car parks? Then it'll be rubbish like US sports stadiums with insane traffic and walking 15 minutes crowd walk to get back to your car. 4. Non-tennis people going to the Australian Open. I agree with that one. 3. Lines. Go to Wimbledon and camp out all night to get in. Number 2. If they don't bother you, then who cares? 1. Try the US Open. Ground passes in 2025 were $300 to $400 Aussie.
People have a lot of spare time in their hand. Well, I appreciate the comments, but there was one guy that just kept going on about parking the whole time. I don't want to read it out because it was really boring, but he was really upset that you called out parking.
A lot of people were really upset.
I think the thing that most people got on board with was the influencer thing, and I think it could move even higher up the list. Do you think people have had enough? People back in the day would just get into tennis to watch the sport, enjoy the day. A ground pass was all about getting around and watching some tennis. But do you think that's why that post has received so many comments and shares and all that kind of thing?
I think because the tennis has not become about the tennis anymore. I think that's the thing. Adem T85 wrote, spent 15 minutes to water the horse. AO was better when the courts were green. Big international event people just go just to be there, have no interest in it. F1. I think, is that like a comparison?
Well, that was one of the
Formula
things. So
1?
F1 also, like you watch the coverage of F1, there's a race going on where 20 men are risking their lives going around in circles at over 250 kilometers an hour. And then half the cast is just looking at Carlos Sainz's girlfriend, which is not what the sport's about.
I like this comment from m.boss51_ with a blue tick. Okay. I don't know who he is. It's a tennis tournament, not an opportunity to pose for Instagram, you vain flogs. Stop clogging the grounds for people who are there to watch the actual tennis. Yeah, we agree with you. Barden, Sydney, the wrong country to hold these kinds of tournaments. That's a lot. The people are boring. There's no good vibe. The food is expensive and lacks variety. The players who travel thousands of kilometers don't feel welcome. And it's even worse for the low-ranked players. The expenses are enormous and they don't win anything. Last year, I saw the Davis Cup in Buenos Aires and the people were really friendly. There was a lot of excitement, music, and good food.
So, yeah, lots of stuff about the annoying Open. We also talked about the pay.
Yes, that, also got a lot of...
Got a fair bit as well. Again, 50-50. One guy complaining, Martel Ben saying, we know that tennis players, I'm not reading out the comment because it's long and it's boring, but we know that tennis players are self-funded and whatnot, but still, I mean, $52K to lose in the first round of qualifying, not even make that. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
Groover08 wrote, yet the average cost on tourists, $250,000 at a base level.
Cool story, Groover8.
Lomax, best part is the players want a pay rise to get 22% of earnings rather than the current 17%.
Yes, indeed. We also talked about Daniel Azani.
Yeah, and there was a few comments all saying a similar thing. It's not really a question. Victory are stacked in attack. You'd rather blood in Santos and Jelasic than give another attacker in Azani who will leave in the summer anyway. City lost Tilio and need an attacking replacement.
There you go. Keep the comments coming. We also we released our UFC predictions over on TikTok. If you're not following out the Budgie Smugglers on the TikTok, which you guessed it, if you're listening to the show, we just picked every Aussie and New Zealander to win, which a lot of people got 100% correct from Crowbastian, which is actually kind of a cool name. Harry Art said new public holiday in Australia if this happens. The funniest part was I wrote we'd take a beer break during the the Fizaev and Ruffy fight. I also had Ruffy to win by knockout in the second round, so I made a killing on that. Which was a joke, obviously, because there's no Aussie fighters on it. But again, to your point before, we're comedians. It's not actual research. If you took the time to note, it was clearly a joke. But I just love people getting very upset over very silly things.
Thankfully, Ethan.Cretan24 commented on one of them, being like, he's only going for the Aussies and there's no Australian fighting on that, right? Yeah, he gets it.
You get it.
He
gets it, brother.
He gets it. And there was I had a bit to say about Dimanor not going to progress. And Kobe_fish commented, agreed.
There you go. Also, someone over on YouTube about last week's episodes asked, where's the timestamp? It's gone. We had to delete it. Sorry. We had to delete it. It's gone. All right. Did you before we get into the sport, what's been happening this week? Did you have an audience question this week?
I did. I had an interesting from an open micer whose name I don't actually know. And you know when
he's become a very big dog, Dooley. Doesn't remember the little people.
Do you know, like this person? They've. I've interacted with them many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
Their name just escapes you because you're very tired, I think.
Yeah, there's that too. But it's one of those things, like I'm great with faces, and I remember when I've met people.
Yep.
Definitely. Remember when I haven't met... I had this interesting moment, time out, the other week where a comedian who I know I've never met before... he's like, hey man, good to see you. It's been a while. Like, we've met before, yeah? And then just kept going. And in my mind, I'm like, we have not met ever. I know this. But then you gotta, if they lead with that, what do you do in that moment? Do you be like, actually, no, we've never met, bro?
I lead into it because I have a terrible memory, and I often would be that person in that conversation where I will open up with someone, say, good to see you again, mate, and then let them stew on that, and because I don't want to be the guy that goes, no, we haven't met before, and they're like, you know, I used to babysit your dog or something. I don't know. I'm terrible.
Yeah, I'm your dad.
I'm your dad.
I'd be like, we've never met before.
Yeah, exactly.
It is interesting though, because it's like, I assume that people don't remember me, right? So that's always my sort of thing. So I'll always be like, hey, you know, blah 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 blah. But this individual, I have met multiple times, but I can't remember their name. And so it's now, you know, when
was it Dave O'Neill?
Yeah, it was Dave. It's Dyson Popplestone. You know, when you met someone too many times to then be able to go back to that. I'm sorry, what's your name? Yeah, it was one of those moments.
That's where it's handy to bring along a Chelsea or a partner or something. I'm a big proponent of you go in there, you introduce yourself, and then get their name, and I'll be like, oh, hey, good to see you again, Robbo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I use that's my only way to get through any kind of social situation. But anyway, this unnamed open mic comedian,
so they were
asked.
So we're talking about like breaking down a bit for the stage, and I was doing sort of a couple of longer sort of like story based bits, and they were having trouble with their own sort of stuff there, and they asked me.
It was Popplestone.
Yeah, they were asking me, like, when you're creating or putting together a story for the stage, like what are some of the elements that you think about to make sure you're getting all of the laughs from it. We were talking about an interaction that happened on a podcast between Jeselnik and Tom Segura, the comedian referenced how like Tom Segura was talking to Jeselnik saying like, you just get everything from a bit, and Segura's like, oh, I just start the bit, and as soon as I get the first laugh, bang, I'm out of there. And so that was sort of like the preamble for the conversation. So what's your process if you're putting together a longer form piece to get all of the laughs from it?
So I will basically write out a bit line by line, and I will highlight the bits that I think are the punchline or the joke, and then I'll have a look at it, and if it's this big, and I'll just see if there's a big section where there's no green highlights, I will go in and try and work something in. And often when I do a longer bit, it will become shorter and shorter and shorter and more compact. But you're more of a storyteller. You like the big stories. So what's your approach when you're doing a longer form bit?
At the start, I'll just do the whole bit, all of the bits that I can, all of the details. I'll do that at a few open mics, just to like get it out of the system and figure out what the audience is sort of like, really vibing with. And then I'll go through that process of like sort of whittling it all the way down. Once I've done that, then I'll look at all of the elements of that story. I've got a bit at the moment where things get referenced, like birthday parties, school, primary school, and age, and parenting. So they're like sort of like, 4 big topics there. And then I'll try and find all of the different angles for each of those bits and see if I can incorporate them into that. So trying to hit things from, if there's other people involved in the story, like maybe from their perspective as well, not just mine, and try and hit things from all of the angles to really flesh it out. And then it's like the thing with stories is, it's got to either be consistent laughs the whole way through, or if you're not laughing the whole way through, the laugh at the end's got to be big. And then ideally it's like bang, 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 bang at the end to just make it worth people's time.
There you go.
There's nothing worse than I remember going to Raw Comedy one year to watch, I think it was the year that you did it. You and Hamish at Howler.
Yes.
And there was a guy there, and I was losing my mind because it was so unintentionally hilarious. Like, he was wanting to be funny. It was raw comedy, but he told a story for 5 minutes about a plastic bag at Woolies supermarket, and there was no punchline. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. There was 5 minutes of just a story, and it's like, okay, cool. And then just walked off stage, and everyone in the audience, it was 100 or 200 people there, were like, what the fuck just happened? I loved it. So good. Anyway, that's it. Sport.
Oh my God, it's all about the tennis. The Aussie Open finals happened last week. We had Alcaraz and Rybankina winning. What were your thoughts? Ryback? I was more like Ribena. That's a potential brand partnership. Elena Ryback, she's about 6'6", 320 pounds, can wrestle a cage match. But did you, after all the tennis comments and the posts and people reaching out to us, did you watch any of the tennis? Nah, neither did I.
I didn't watch any of the tennis at any point.
Didn't watch this. I was at one stage, I was out for dinner and we were at a pub just having a drink while we waited for our table to open up, and I saw about 30 seconds of tennis in the background, and I was like, I'm good. That was one point about your top 5 most annoying thing about the Australian Open. Number 1 could have been tennis is really boring.
yeah. The number 1 worst thing is the sport.
The tennis. But so that was that. Your man, though, I want to hear your take on this. You called it Alex de Minaur, the Demon, has another qualifying quarterfinal exit. Duels, what did you make of the Demon coming up short again?
I think that's his level. He's quarterfinal Demon.
Yep.
That's what he's at the moment. I just think there's just a bit of a gap, maybe. A few comments came through to me in my DMs suggesting maybe a sports psychologist, maybe, because that just seems to be a hurdle that he's coming up against, and he needs to go over that hurdle.
Exactly.
Or through that hurdle.
Or is he just happy cashing $750,000 checks at the quarterfinals? I mean,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Get your thing.
Nothing wrong with that. Tell you what, Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
I know you're a huge fan. Michael Dixon. Well, I'll say that quick. Is in the Super Bowl versus the New England Patriots. What are your thoughts on that?
I am pumped for Michael Dixon. He's in the Super Bowl. They're going to win. So we're going to have another 2 years in a row. We had Jordan Mailata last year. Big presence for the Philly Eagles, who are out this year. So it's Mailata out, Dixon in, the highest paid kicker in the National Football League, is it? NFL?
Yeah.
Will you watch the game?
When is it?
It's on Monday, like 11. So it's a good comedian time.
It is very comedian friendly. That is a day that I generally do have to myself to do shit. So if I'm not at jiu-jitsu, I'll give it a... They go for about 7 hours, the games, don't they?
Goes for about 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll flick in and out.
Actual game time on average of actual play during a 4-hour match, 4 25-minute court, whatever it is. 11 minutes of actual on-field action. So, but I'll be watching. It's the only time I ever watch NFL is the Super Bowl. Last year I went out. This year I'm away. So I don't know. Maybe I'll find somewhere to watch it. A
guy I know was a punter in the NFL very briefly, and the life sounds wild. Not Aaron Sipos, Chris Bryan.
Yes.
And it just sounds wild, the life that they live.
It is nomadic, particularly for a punter. You get cut a lot. But and then they're up in the clubs. What about this guy after last week?
We did a lot last week.
We did a lot last week. We talked about this cricket. New South Wales announces coach Greg Shipperd sacked from State and Sydney Sixers role. We talked about it last week. Soon as they lost to the Perth Scorchers, who just dominated them, he's blamed the travel. Do you think it was his whinging and blame game that gave him the arse?
I mean, to get sacked from the State and Sydney Sixers roles, and even if you got the Sydney Sixers into the final, that's pretty ballsy from Cricket New South Wales.
Didn't even know that was an entity. But Greg Shipperd, of course, most well known for being the dad of someone that works at the Saints.
Hello, Ben Shipperd. Physiotherapist,
that's right. But yeah, you're... I don't know. I don't even know who Greg Shipperd is, but I didn't like the fact that he's a bit of a whinger and a moaner.
Yeah, I just think it's wild that, the coach, I don't know anything about how they went last year, but if you get the team to the grand final and then you get the arse, geez, whoever gets the job has to win then.
Yes, there you go.
You got to win, whoever they get. Who do you think they should get for their next coach?
I would get probably, I would say Michael Bevan.
Bevo. Just a couple of quick singles, just tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah. There you go. New South Wales surfer Newcastle surfer, which is in New South Wales. I was right the first time.
Bloody oath.
Josh Levy has caught 7,000 waves in January. 7,000 waves. God, that guy must be tired. Raising $95,000 for Newcastle homelessness charity Soul Hub. 7,000 waves.
It's a lot. I think it was something like 230 something a day for 31 days.
Oh.
I think that's pretty impressive. Two things I want to discuss on this point. One, very impressive feat. Well done, Josh. $95K for Soul Hub is fantastic. I'm getting a little bit sick of people just doing shit for fun that they really wanted to do for themselves and then doing it in the name of charity. What are your thoughts, Stills?
Okay, on that, the thing that I don't like is when this will then become sort of an influencer like fitness trend.
Yeah.
Which, look, ice buckets.
Yep.
Ice baths, and let's pour the ice on us. That'll be fun. And then everyone's doing that. Everyone's, skipping and,
jump rope for heart.
Yeah.
What a fad.
What happened to jump rope? Do they still do that? Did you ever get a watch?
I'd never got to watch.
I got to watch because I raised money and lost the watch
Still a thing?
that week, I think. It's still a thing.
Still a thing.
What about the MS Readathon?
I don't know.
Influencers are reading books now. They're not, but, they could be.
They're all listening to audio box. Yep, 2026 MS Readathon. That's still a thing.
Wow, there you go.
That was a thing. But you know what I'm talking about, though. I'm not necessarily saying that this was his thing. Obviously, this is great. Raise a bunch of money. But I am finding more and more, and this is seeping into my life where... No, I'm trying not to call anyone out. Allegedly. But you will see it pop up and they're like, I'm doing this thing to raise money for this charity. But really, you're just doing something you want to do and to make yourself feel better about it. You're getting people to pitch in. Or they're getting something they want to do funded in the name of charity. That's what I don't like.
It could be as simple as you being like, I'm going to go and bomb at every open mic this week in the name of charity. You're going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it anyway. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. But so that's point one. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially when it's like, oh, this is obviously like a cool, fun thing that you're doing, and it's like
I running around Australia.
Yep.
You kind of just wanted to run around Australia, but it have turned it into a wonderful charitable event. So,
and it's great for the charities.
Awesome.
Don't get us wrong. Great for the charities.
Point number 2, Dools. If you were to do some kind of sporting thing to raise money for charity, what sport would you do and what would the challenge be?
Tell you what sport I wouldn't do, swimming. I would...
Because you want to raise awareness and money for a charity and no one would care.
I know. You're like, people got to be aware of what's happening in the... Anyway, I would... I'd probably take a leaf out of my MMA coach. So when he turned 40 a few years ago, he did 40 rounds of sparring fresh opponents every round.
Yeah.
I'd do that.
Okay.
Which is, it was hard to watch by the end of it, especially... I think I came in at about round 30, super fresh for an MMA round. That was fun.
That's nice.
Not for him.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'm just leaning back on, I guess what I'm, and I don't know if I've mentioned this on the pod before, but what I'm probably best known for is that I have the Melton Primary School record for most runs in an over.
So you'd play cricket against primary school kids?
I would play cricket against primary school kids and try and go for the most runs ever by anyone in a single cricket match. So maybe 20 overs, averaging maybe 30 and over, trying to get 30 and over, and I'd raise money. Every run I score, something goes to charity. That would be what I'd do.
Good.
If you got any idea, if you are a charitable person and you want to give some money away to charity, maybe you do it and you want us to do it in the name of something, maybe you want to see us play one-on-one basketball or whatever, let us know if we'll do it. Maybe.
I'm trying to donate my entire marketing budget to charity for the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, so you could just buy a ticket before the end of the month.
There you go. There's another one not really doing it. All right, Jules. Oh, let's get into it. We've already talked about this person, allegedly. Brisbane Lions coach Chris Fagan has said that Lachie Neale is in the midst of the best pre-season in a long time. What do you think's got Lachie Neale up and about with a pep in his step for this pre-season, Dulls?
I tell you what, he's obviously over his lower limb injuries. He's been, he's probably had his feet up quite a bit, and I've heard he's put a lot of work in through the hip region. So he is very powerful through the hips, Lachie Neale. So good on him, which is very helpful when you're in the middle, to really dive in and go hard with reckless abandon and without fear nor favour. So well done, Lachie Neale.
Well done, Lachie Neale. That is good.
Apparently he goes hard.
Does he? Yeah.
Allegedly.
Apparently he's light on his feet, just skipping along. Very good. Do you have any more innuendo that I can just clip into a clip for that, Tools?
Really puts his head over it, I've heard too, which keeps people happy.
Yep. All right. It's very. If he misses out this, he'll be very stiff.
Yes. Heard though his home life is pretty chill at the moment. So, he's got no distractions.
No distractions at home.
Just footy.
Footy focused. I like that.
Allegedly.
Here
we go. And I saw this. An NBL clash has descended into total chaos on Wednesday night with clear the benches brawl. There was a bunch of players ejected. It reminded me of back in the day, Andrew Parkinson and Ray Gordon getting after it. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, everyone was bringing up Ray Gordon when they saw this, but it was more of a malice in the palace. Yeah, it was a brawl in a barn because it didn't look like the biggest stadium. But I thought it was the chaotic thing. We've seen push 'em ups, we've seen brawls before, but to see someone put on a rear naked choke until someone, and you can see him, I don't know if anyone picked this up, but you can see him yell at him, tap, trying to get him to tap until he literally taps out. He made a guy tap in an NBL basketball game. It was the most insane thing. Normally it's bad, but I kind of enjoyed it because it was just next level craziness, and you don't see that ever. It's always bravado, particularly in the NBA, where I guess people don't want to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars for a brawl. I understand that. But it's all push and it's all talk. But to see someone get a rear naked choke, lock it in, had a hook in as well. It was pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. And they don't get paid enough in the NBL to be doing this.
No, absolutely not.
That's absolutely like a year's salary gone for half of these players.
Bloody oath. And I did see, I saw a great stat, which was ticket sales per seating. So, like, what's the percentage of tickets available that are sold? And NBL, something like 72% fill rate of all their games compared to, say, AFL, which is around in the 50s or 60s or something. Obviously, sometimes there's 30,000 at the G, so that skews that. But I thought that was good on them. They're getting crowds in there. The sport's getting bigger and bigger, getting more people, more money into it.
AFL also gives away a lot of tickets as well, especially in some of those areas where they're not actually that popular. Western Sydney, Gold Coast, they get heaps of free tickets.
Fair enough.
Heaps of free tickets. Got to fill the room up.
Here we go. Australia suffered the humiliation of its worst ever 2020 loss in a 111-run defeat in the final game of a 3-match series against Pakistan in Lahore. Jules, what's going on? Do they need to get Shippo in there?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Shippo would have done a much better job there. That's a huge loss in 2020.
That's a big loss.
That is an absolute
111 run
pantsing. I mean, what a series, though. I mean, what are your thoughts on the other games?
Over to UFC now. It's right up there with tennis and swimming. All right, no. Anything else on that one, Dawes?
I mean, nah.
All right, it was huge UFC. I didn't speak about this. Yesterday I got up at 6 a.m. in the morning to watch the Royal Rumble from Saudi Arabia.
Was it Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia. So I got up 6 o'clock, got up on the couch and promptly fell asleep until the Men's Royal Rumble started. So I missed all of that. And then went out. Started watching the prelims basically straight after it, the early prelims into the prelims before heading down to the Sporting Globe Geelong to watch the UFC. It was a great atmosphere. It was a packed house, and it was a pretty great card if you're an Aussie UFC fan like we are, and it's all we talk about. Big takeaways, though. I know you missed it. You were traveling, but have you caught up on everything, Dawes?
I mean, I know the results.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff about Quillan Salkeld and how he won and how good he looked.
He looks very, very good. Obviously, I had him in my predictive end-of-year potential power rankings, so I think it's going to be a big year. After coming off a huge KO, one of the best KOs of the year, and then to turn that around into an absolute demonstration over another great Aussie, Lachie, the guy that knocked out your mate, and Quillan Sarkill just looked a step above, and he's ready for, I think, maybe a top 15 fighter next.
He's got something that is hard to get in the UFC these days because the rosters are so big. He's got a tremendous mustache. Yep. He's got momentum.
Yes.
It's hard to get momentum in the UFC these days and get a bit of a buzz around you, but he's managed to do that.
He's done that because he's smooth.
He's smooth. He's
smooth,
well coached at Luistro over there.
An absolute. And he's winning it in exciting and different ways. So I think that's what will get him up these power rankings. Then you missed it. One of the worst and best fights I've ever seen. Bam Bam didn't pull it off. This Teixeira fella tried to bring it to the ground. He's a BJJ guy, but two big guys on the ground doesn't make for a great fight. There's a lot of sitting, a lot of waiting, and because they're so big, by the third round where it really got exciting, they were both gassed. They could, Bam Bam could only work in 10-second spurts, and they were electrifying. He dropped him a couple of times. He got him wobbled, but, wasn't the most exciting apart from those round 3 moments, and Bam Bam loses his 6th in a row.
Is that it in the UFC for Bam Bam?
I don't think so.
Because he is a favourite of people.
He's a favourite. He has more fights on his contract. You should have heard the crowd in the third round when he was getting on top. The audience loves him. I think it was the worst. If you want to bring Bam Bam back, he hasn't fought in a year and a half. Get him in there with a boxer. Get him in there with not a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. That's never going to make for a fun fight. I think they just need to throw him in there with, the Derek Lewis's, those types. Just a banger. Just get in there and have fun and give the audience what they want.
We don't want him fighting against guys who want to win titles. You want him fighting against guys who want to entertain.
That want to scrap. That's what it's all about. And then
want to bang, bro.
And then the final, it was a great fight, an absolute demolition. It was exactly as we called it, except I think we had him winning by KO, but it was a 50-45, 5-zip, just absolute mauling of the emo cowboy, Diego Lopez. Volk looked absolutely unstoppable, outclassed him, wasn't even close. Did you catch some of the highlights of this, Dawes?
He just looked on a different level. I mean, the thing with Volk is that he never looks rushed or hurried or flustered or out of his depth. He's always very calm in there. He's always looks like he's having a great time in there, and you saw that towards the end, having a great time. And he's just, even though he's lost a few fights in the last couple of years, but he still just maintains that sort of level there. And that's really hard when you're coming up against someone who it's like they're unflappable in there. Volk is unflappable because he's been there, he's done that, and he's still doing it. What's next for him, though?
So he called out a few names. I think there might be a number 1 contenders match coming up. And maybe if it happens soon enough, Volk's next fight might be on the White House lawn.
Oh.
That would be pretty huge for the Volkmeister.
Long way from Wollongong.
Long way from Wollongong. But his win last night leads us to the big question, Duel. So this week's big question, after his win yesterday, is Volk now the GOAT of Aussie sport?
Yes.
He is?
Yeah, he's the one of one. Like, he's singular. You can't say look at when Kieran Perkins, then Grant Hackett came along, there's no the next Volk. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's singular. He's one of one. He's lost the title and then he came back and won it and has defended it. He's a great ambassador for the sport and for sport in general. Family man, does all the right things. Looks like he's a good hang. He's a good dude away from the cage, the octagon. He's just got it all. He's a fantastic cook. And, I think that's an underrated part of it. Like, what sort of culinary skills are you bringing to the table, other athletes?
I don't even know if Kieran Perkins can scramble an omelette.
No. Wheat picks is probably the extent of it. So I think Volk definitely
is the greatest Aussie athlete of all time, period.
Yes.
In any sport.
Correct.
Who else? If there's a Mount Rushmore, is there an Australian Mount Rushmore?
What's the Australian?
Change?
Yeah.
Budgie, if you can let us know, if you got what's an Australian version of Mount Rushmore? So is it like what's our Uluru? That doesn't quite work.
No, there's no faces.
There's no faces on it. But is there something? What's our 12 apostles? Is it 13 apostles?
There's the 12, but there's not even 12 of them. They're just like
they're like crumbled down.
6
There's
rocks.
Probably there's probably 4 of those.
Yeah.
What's our 4 apostles?
Okay, the 4 apostles of Australian sport.
What's our big pineapple, big banana, big shrimp, and big? I don't know. We like big things.
Okay, that's personal. All right. So, Volk.
Yes.
Thorpe.
No, you can't have a swimmer.
No,
in there.
true. Yeah, no, you can't have a swimmer in there. He's bought. All right. Dustin Martin.
Okay.
Kathy Freeman.
Yes.
Even though not in my all-time Aussie sporting moments.
That was a moment over a career. You can have that. Yep.
Great career. Your boy, Don Bradman.
Bradman? Couldn't even average 100.
Who's your top 4?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have no idea. Volk. Lauren Jackson.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Kathy Freeman. Nozaya Wanganeen Malera. But if you've got a we need an Australian thing where there's 4 of them.
Or so more or less. Just
more or less, that we can base a top 3, a top 5 around. In replace, we don't want Mount Rushmore. It's a 4 presidents that no Australian cares about. What's Australia's Mount Rushmore of Mount Rushmores? So, all right, time for the newest segment that I still haven't posted any, but they're quite good. I have edited them, actually, and I'm dropping one today, actually.
Okay, here we go.
Which is very exciting. So, get around us. If you haven't been paying attention, it's the time each week where one of us, we want to get some brands behind us, some synergy, basically we need some money. So we are doing a blind pitch.
Cover our legal fees.
We will, let's avoid cease and desist as much as we can. But Get Around Us is a segment where one of us gives the other a company that we think would be a good fit for our brands, and Aussie brands, and they don't know who we're going to talk about and they're going to do a pitch, a 30 to 60 second pitch on why they should sponsor the Budgie Smugglers. It's Dooley's turn this week, and this week's Get Around Us is, after basically funding my whole day yesterday, Sportsbet.
Okay. All right. Hello, Budgie Smugglers. Do you like losing money with the potential of winning big? That was a bad start, wasn't it? Probably.
Not if we want them on board. And I will point out, my bank account's looking very, very good today.
Okay,
Thank you.
So,
Thanks to Sportsbet.
I want to do it like the Sportsbet ad, but then I feel like I'm becoming Dave O'Neill. All right, so Budgie Smugglers, do you like the chance to win big when you're watching sport? Do you like to sit on the couch and make boring games interesting? Do you like a same game multi for sport? And if you do, the only app to be doing that is Sportsbet. Don't go with any of these other dodgy imitation ones. Sportsbet is singular. It is the one and only. It's like Volk. Does Volk work for them? I don't know. Maybe he should. He does. I think he does. And that's because he is also one of one, which is what Sportsbet is. So if you want to be a winner like Volk, you should get on with Sportsbet. Gamble responsibly.
Oh, yeah. You threw the gamble responsibly.
To make it official, you know? Yeah.
Good. Very well done. So there you have it. Next week will be brought to you by Sportsbet. Fantastic. I was a very good pitch.
Thank you.
What about this week in off-field antics?
Tell you what, off-field antics, has gotten us into trouble in the past, and we're going to continue with the segment because we enjoy it. Serious.
We're getting political this week, Dawes.
Yep. Over in the United States of America, the crumbling empire, as people are calling it, Joe Ingles. We love Joe.
Aussie Joe Ingles.
Jinglin' Joe Ingles has been widely praised for his role in hitting up Warriors coach Steve Kerr to discuss the postponement of a Minnesota Timberwolves versus Golden State Warriors game in Minnesota. There was a lot of stuff happening with ice and deaths.
Someone was dead. I thought it was very interesting that Joe Ingles was basically the person to call, not the coach, not the president, not the GM. It was Joe Ingles that picked up the phone and had a call with Steve Kerr and just had a chat about how the team's feeling, and that maybe in the interests of the town or the state of Minnesota and the safety of players and everyone alike, that they should postpone an NBA game. And it was our boy Jinglin' Joe that sort of made the phone call.
I think there's a couple of things there. It's gotten a mixed-ish reaction. Some Americans are not happy and calling for, now Ingles should be released. His feelings of no concern to anyone but himself. If he didn't feel safe, that pussy should have stayed home. One person commented on Twitter, currently known as X. I feel like that's the sort of person who wouldn't say that to Joe Ingles' face.
Yeah,
Joe Ingles, he looks pretty laid back. He's got that, that dad energy, but he will slap your lips right off your face.
He did say that to, I can't remember who, but he said, "I'm a slap the shit out of you."
Yeah,
what he said to a
and
player
just eyeballed him. There's a lot of people who are praising Joe Ingles for having a backbone and he's Australian, so that's what happens. We get backbones.
And just another case of Americans are so stupid. They're so fucking stupid. They're like how Popplestone ends his set. That's the word I'd use to describe Americans. I won't say it out loud.
We've been in enough trouble this month.
How else are we going to get us in trouble? Are we going to have Popplestone? Are we going to have a bunch of anti-vaxxers after us?
Anti-woke vaxxers.
Anti-woke vax. We love Popplestone. He's our first guest ever. We love Popplestone. He was on yesterday. He had a great set yesterday in Geelong.
Good. Yeah.
He's the mayor of Geelong. They had all three Geelong comedians of the year on it as well. Semple was on as well.
That's so funny.
I got... No, I won't mention that on the pod. That's personal. All right. Dulce, you have a top five?
Jeez, he's left us hanging there, hasn't he, Smugglers?
Oh, it's so not interesting to our fans is the other reason why. It was literally something I was going to tell you after the show that popped into my head.
Okay, sweet. Now, top five, I'm going to discuss this week.
Your top fives would be, you're on a heater with the top fives. The Aussie Open one blew up. We've got another couple in the back pocket that haven't been released, but the soda one last week, that really... well,
it wasn't even released and was getting a lot of stuff
we
happening.
had a lot of listeners, and thank you again, listeners, but make sure you're over on giving us a follow on the socials. But you're on a heater. This podcast is on a bloody heater this year. What's the top five this week, Dulce?
This is my top five... You're going to love this one. It is my top five places to get food in a regional town.
This is such a stretch for a fucking sports podcast. But I do. You are right. I'm going to quickly write down. I want to know. I don't. Actually, you can see this. All right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then, actually,
Bradshaw's trying to see if he can.
I'm trying to guess it.
He's trying to guess it in our run sheet here. You're doing pretty well.
Am I?
You're doing
4
pretty
or
well.
5 or 3 or 5?
3 of 5.
All right, this is the worst podcasting ever. It's just me. It's like we're in school and it's quiet and I'm sending him notes. This is dumb. This is dumb. I don't know why I interrupted. Go ahead. Say it one more time so I can clip it. It's a clip it without me laughing.
The Budgie Smugglers top 5 places.
This is Jeremy Dooley's. Start again. It's Jeremy Dooley's top 5
Places to get food in a regional town. Number 5, the pub.
Oh, hell yeah, of course. That's 5.
That's at number 5.
How is that not at least top 3?
Because I've been in a lot of regional towns, and I had a parma that was it was cooked rare, put it that way. You don't want that when you're eating chicken.
Fair enough. So, when you get into a town, and I'll do this with some of the other on this list, this is what I do. I will go... And maybe I'll go to a little, often it'll be an antique store or something, just popping through somewhere with a toilet or whatever.
Oh, yep.
And I'll have a little look. I like to look at little fun places when I'm in these regional towns passing through. And I always ask them, what's the pub, which is the best pub to eat at? Is that what you do when you go to these towns? Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You gotta source it out, because a lot of country towns, they'll have a pizza place now, and the pizza is not worth the pinch of shit.
Yep.
But it costs about $45 for the worst pizza you've ever had in your life. So, hello, Albury.
If pubs 5, this is going to be a hot fire list.
Oh yeah. Coming in at number 4 of best places to eat in regional towns, the Chinese shop.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a crapshoot.
Yeah. But, at least you're going to get something that has some flavour. It might be artificial MSG flavour, but it's still flavour.
Still bloody flavour. I've got a question for you. Is there, and this might be for our person in Myanmar, is there a central place in Australia that every regional and sort of even suburban Chinese restaurant get their chicken and sweet corn soup from? Because it's the exact same everywhere. It's always fire. It's the absolute best. And I swear to God, it's the exact same chicken and sweet corn soup they're using everywhere. And I'm wondering, is there a central location for chicken and sweet corn soup?
Probably. I think they all get their design tips from it's always the clear plastic tablecloth on top of the regular tablecloth.
This is a bit I'm working on for stage.
Are you going to do an accent?
No, that's almost it. I'm definitely not doing the accent. But what... So you go down Victoria Street, Richmond.
Yep.
And you walk past, you got all those wonderful... You got Vietnamese, China, or everything there. What percentage of customers that you can see through the window is the right percentage of Asian people in an Asian restaurant?
80.
80. Yep. Nailed it. I think anything less, you're like, nope. No. And then once you start creeping up, so I guess what I'm saying, if you're not following, if there's Asian people in an Asian restaurant, that's a very good sign that they know what they're doing and they're a bit more traditional. But once you start getting up to like 95 and 100, there's some weird shit on that menu that is probably not for you. So, yeah, I think 80% is the right answer.
There's a theory out there that the best way to pick an Asian restaurant off Google reviews is not to go for the 5 and even 4.5 star ones, because they're generally going to be flooded by a lot of like Westerners.
Yes.
To go for like the 3 to 3.5 one, because that's going to be the most authentic one. And maybe the Westerners can't handle the spice or the flavors.
Great. All right.
All right, coming in at number 3.
We're 10 minutes in. We're only up to number 3.
Of places to get food in a regional country town. I'm changing the name of this every time. Coming in at number 3, Bunnings.
Oh, I nailed it. I had that as number 3 on my list. Absolutely. I think if you're in a regional town on a Saturday or a Sunday, hit the sausage sizzle, right?
Yeah. Coming in at number 2, the local unbranded servo.
I fucking nailed this top 3.
You have nailed the top 3.
Yes, the servo.
But it's got to be an unbranded, like you can't be going to like a BP or a Shell. It's got to be the local unbranded, like a weird sort of like Aldi brand servo.
Yep.
They're doing homemade sausage rolls and Freshwater Creek. They do a great one.
Freshwater Creek. I would also give a shout out to the Mort Lake Servo. That was good. They had the fried chicken looked amazing. The potato cakes they cut them themselves, cut and battered themselves, and then we had a pie, which was great.
2 different types of brands of Portello.
2 different types, both kinds. The number 1 soft drink in last week's Dooley Top 5.
Yep, and number 1 place to get food in a country town. It is obvious for everyone. It is the bakery.
Yes, the bakery.
You can get a pie. They're all the winner of the Best Vanilla Slice in History award. They're selling boiled lollies. What peasants are getting boiled lollies, but they insist on selling them. The pies, you get a sausage roll. There's always some, older woman there who calls you love, and that's what we want. We want to be called love, and we want a good pie and a portello and a super hot, almost too hot, very watery coffee.
Ah, there you go. Is that your order? What's your order when you go rock up to a country bakery?
Yeah, I'll get a pie. Either like a chunky beef, a curry pie, or a steak, bacon, and cheese pie with a bit of sauce, and then I'll get like a caramel slice.
Yep.
Big fan of the caramel slice. It's way better than vanilla slice, and then maybe a coffee or a portello.
Blasphemy. I will go in and get, like you said, maybe a beef and curry, maybe beef and mushroom. I'll just vibe it, a portello and a sausage roll. That's my order. Yeah. Good top 5, Jules.
Thank you.
I was wondering it took us an hour to get to food on the sports podcast. That's a new record.
Yeah.
Normally it comes up in the first 5 minutes.
It does.
All right, it's time for the weekly power rankings. I'm going to blast through these because it's obvious this week. Dropping down to number 10, the Aussie Athlete Power Rankings. He was first last week. He just scraped in, to be honest with you. The Demon, the quarterfinal flop, the one that's Jules thinks is going to win the American Open first round. Alex, the Demon Dimonor. So coming in dropped all the way down to number 10. Are you surprised to see him in the power rankings?
A little bit, but I'll hold my thoughts until we get to the end.
I've left him in because the Aussie Open is all sport going on in our little bubble of Melbourne at the moment. It's hard to escape, but he fell flat again. Coming in at number 9, making an appearance in Saudi Arabia at the Royal Rumble, the former, aka Jonah Rock, Bronson Reed was in there. He had a bit of fun. He did some tsunamis and whatnot. It was pretty good. So Bronson Reed gets a mention. My favorite wrestling pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble. Coming in at number 8, recently signed to Zuffa, potentially with undisputed. What's that thing where they combine all the belts?
Yep.
Yeah, undisputed. Championship match coming up later in a few months' time. The best cruiserweight in the world of boxing, Jai Opetaia, has moved up to 8. Not much happening in sport. At number 7, oh my God, we just did our Mount Rushmore of Australian athletes ever. How she didn't make it. At number 7, from Man City and the Matildas, it's Sam Kerr.
Oh.
Yeah. She's up to
Chelsea. She's from Chelsea.
She's from Chelsea? I don't know why we're bringing up your partner and mother of your child. This is a sporting pot, and I'm talking about Sam Kerr, goddammit. At number 6, he's the half-pipe wizard, Scotty James.
Scotty, 2 names.
Scotty, 2 names. Scotty 2 Hottie James. What was the nickname?
Yeah, Scotty 2 Hottie.
Yeah, he had another one that was like Mookie or something.
Mookie Blaylock, yep.
Yep. Scotty James, that's my alarm because this is what time I normally get up in the morning. Coming in at number 5, he's just tearing the NBA to shreds, showing them how you're supposed to play basketball. At number 5, it's Jock Landale.
Big Jock, the strap.
At number 4, she is the tag team champion of the world, Rhea Ripley. At number 4, this is where things get interesting, dudes. At number 3, he's on a heater. He's gonna have a big year. No, I'm not gonna say that in the pod. But the mustache man himself, Quillan Sarkild, at number 3.
Love that.
Rolls into the top 3 of the power rankings after just taking Malarkey to town, showing him what Malarkey for Malarkey. That was an unbelievable first round tap out. At number 2, He's playing in the Super Bowl next week. It's Michael kicking some Dickinson. Michael Dixon is in at number 2. He's got a big week coming up. And at number 1, pretty easy this week, Jules. He's number 1 in this week. He's number 1 probably next week. He's number 1 on our Australian athletes of all time after yesterday. That legacy is only going to continue to grow. It is Alexander the Great Volkanovski. So... well done,
good.
Volk. Back in there.
News.com are running a headline at the moment. Aussie makes history, sits on rival's face.
More Lachie Neale drama. Breaking news on the Budgie Smugglers. But there you go. Yep, Volk. I'm looking forward to some sport. More sport coming up. The tennis is finally over.
Thank God for that. We've had a bit of a boring 6 weeks of sport with the Sydney to Hobart yacht race, just kicking off the dead period in Australian
dead
sport.
Dead rubber test match that no one cared about, but all that kind of stuff. So we're excited. F1's kicking off soon. We've got a State of Origin game in a couple of weeks. The footy's back. Rugby's also a sport. We're going to get to the All-Star game where after that the NBA really picks up. So, but somehow... when there's no sport on, that's when the Budgie Smugglers really shine, if you've noticed the last few weeks. We will never cease nor desist. What have you got on this week, Jules?
Mate, I got a chilled out week. So I'm taking this week off because from sort of 2 weeks from now, things go absolutely mental. Doing a lot of kilometres, a lot of planes, a lot of... K's behind the steering wheel, so away from the family. So taking, sort of the next little bit off just to hang out at home, and then things go a little bit crazy. So I'll be doing a bit of jiu-jitsu, this week. It'll be fun.
All right.
What are you up to?
If you'd like to see Dooley do jiu-jitsu, you can...
DK MMA.
DK MMA. Why aren't they sponsoring the show?
They should do that.
Yeah, get them behind.
Yeah.
We'll do a jiu-jitsu segment for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got a chill week as well. I'm going to go camping actually.
Oh,
Up to Toke.
Yep.
So I'll be doing that.
Tokemall.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you're up. I think am I playing there? I'm not sure. I think I'm playing there.
You are with Gandry in May.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to come to that gig.
Oh yeah.
You can come up for a bit of camp and a bit of golf.
Bit of
Love Toke.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Never been. I have a friend who's from there, and she is...
Is it Blaze's mum?
Kez from Toke. There you go.
There you go.
No. Hello, Alex Crow, if you're watching.
Caw-caw!
Is that a crow noise?
Fuck if I know.
G'day, Crowy. So, there you go.
That is it
Yep.
for the Budgie Smugglers.
Well done. We did it, people. We'll be back next week for more whatever this was.
Like, follow, share, do all the things. Thank you so much, Smugglers. Bye.
See ya.